Another Microsoft AI oopsie, let's avoid Googling how to get away with hacking, and what is going on with Firefox? A new week, a new AI security concern. Microsoft's rollout of AI-enabled features has been far from smooth, with the Copilot Plus computers storing screenshots and recordings of sensitive data to their early attempt at an AI assistant with Cortana. I bet you forgot about her. A new issue has been brought to the forefront of the functionality of Microsoft Copilot. And yes, before you ask, there is a difference between GitHub Copilot and Microsoft Copilot, even though they're both technically Microsoft products. For the sake of this segment, I'll be referring to Microsoft Copilot as Copilot. Capiche? The team at Lasso Security released a new blog post detailing their exploration into the functionality of Copilot and the fact that Copilot had a caching issue regarding web pages that are not meant to be public. Tipped off by a LinkedIn post, they learned that Copilot was exposing data from private GitHub repos. Their exploration involved learning that Copilot used the cache of Microsoft's search engine, Bing, as a part of their dataset. Copilot had access to data regarding cached pages that were indexed by Bing and was able to bring up details about the cached pages even if they were no longer publicly available. This included GitHub repos, including repos that were eventually made private due to credential exposure or were accidentally made public for a short period of time. This discovery underscored a major security issue: zombie data. Any information that was ever public, even for a short period, could remain accessible and distributed by Microsoft Copilot. This vulnerability is particularly dangerous for repositories that were mistakenly published as public before being secured due to the sensitive nature of data stored there. In their search, the team at Lasso discovered over 20,000 private repos were cached by Bing and available for access by Copilot. When Lasso reported the issue to Microsoft, they marked the issue as low impact, but within 2 weeks, Microsoft had removed Copilot's access to the Bing cache. If you're going to sell out government secrets, let's remember to not use Google or any AI tools to learn if you can defect to a non-extradition country. ThreatWire's viewers probably know this, but we can't say the same for a certain US Army soldier. Cameron Wagenis was arrested and pled guilty to 2 counts of unlawfully transferring confidential phone records. He faces up to 10 years of prison for each count. Wagenis, we're told, while on active military duty and using the online monikers Kyber Phantom and Cyber Phantom, bragged about infiltrating 15 telecommunications providers and then posting on a dark web forum call records belonging to high-ranking public officials and their family members. While neither the public officials nor the breached firms are named in the court documents, they reportedly include AT&T, Verizon, Donald Trump, and Kamala Harris. He is also believed to have been involved in the Snowflake hacks that took place beginning in April of 2024 after finding that he was connected to 2 people believed to be involved. Krebs on Security spoke with Wagenis' mother, who confirmed her son's connection to one of the hackers. Firefox has been a fox on fire over the past few days. In a recent update to their terms of usage, Mozilla, makers of Firefox, made some major changes to language regarding user data. The changes were also made to the official privacy notice and FAQ. Much of the changes made were around the language of data selling, and prior to the changes, the FAQ used to define Firefox as: the Firefox browser is the only major browser backed by a not-for-profit that doesn't sell your personal data to advertisers while helping you protect your personal information. Now the FAQ just says, the Firefox browser, the only major browser backed by a not-for-profit, helps you protect your personal information. Firefox has been feeling the heat recently with a major switch-up in their leadership. In addition, with the rulings of the U.S. Department of Justice regarding Google's monopoly of the search engine space, judges deemed that Google would no longer be able to pay Mozilla to include Google as the default search engine. This deal with Google accounted for 86% of Mozilla's income in the 2021 to 2022 fiscal year. The VP of product at Mozilla came out with an update explaining the new language. The reason we've stepped away from making blanket claims that we never sell your data is because in some places, the legal definition of sale of data is broad and evolving. As an example, the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, defines sale as the selling, renting, releasing, disclosing, disseminating, making available, transferring, or otherwise communicating orally, in writing, or by electronic or other means, a consumer's personal information by a business to another business or a third party in exchange for monetary or other valuable consideration. Personally, for my daily browser, I use Google Chrome in combination with Kagi as my search engine. If you're a Firefox user, what do you think? What are your thoughts about the future of the browser? Let me know in the comments, I'm interested to hear. Thank you so much for watching ThreatWire for the week of March 3rd, 2025. If you want to support this show, please head over to patreon.com/ThreatWire. The answer to the question I asked last week, who do you think writes the ThreatWire scripts? I saw some people think that Shannon wrote them, who's the former host, or that Darren has final approval on the scripts, but it's all me. I select the stories, I write the segments, and I film by myself. I do work with an awesome editor, but beyond that, it's just me. Anyways, follow me on Instagram, and as per usual, good luck, have fun, and don't get caught.